Nandini, thank you. Bongalicious. What's up,
Hi,
yo?
what's happening?
I don't see you enough with your spectacles on. It gives you a.
See, I'm
It,
doing that. I'm wearing my glasses at all times now.
yeah,
At
you
all
are. Is it?
times.
But are you? Obviously, in the gym, you've got to switch to contacts. But
Um, no, actually,
how
I
does it
got
work?
LASIK done back in like when I was 19 or something. I got LASIK done because I was like pretty
Hmm.
much legally blind. My number was like -7 and -9. I could see nothing. Life was a blur constantly. But then I just have like a remainder of that 9.75 number. It's like a point 0.5 on my left eye. And he told me that time, he's like, when you get LASIK done and you have such a big number, the number doesn't completely go.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no problem. At 9.75 to come down to point 0.5 is nothing. I was like, oh my goodness, like no problem. So for that, I wear them. Also, these ones are blue light blocking glasses.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just to filter out the junk light from like all your devices and stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
keeps you calmer throughout the day, and like it basically, otherwise the melatonin from the screen time, which we all are having these days. So it's a good thing to invest in for everybody, I think.
That's a good tip. So, age 19, since you said age 19 is when you got this done, obviously was a significant year for you because I read somewhere that 19 was also the age you actually got serious about going to the gym and lifting weights in particular. Did that happen at age 19? And how did that happen? Did you
Yeah,
just
because when I
do
was
it one
19
fine
is
day,
when
went and lifted?
yeah, I basically joined the gym when I was 19, and that was like when I was in Bombay. I just moved to Bombay in 2008. And then after that, the rest is history. Then
After that, continue?
after that, that's it. I started lifting when I was 19. I went to the gym, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, the rest is totally history. Listen, this is a series that really took your career to the next level. Lucky as we are as members of the media, we're given a sneak peek into season 2. And might I add, Umang, you in Four More Shots, epic. You're just next level. One of the
How many
things,
episodes did you get to watch?
well, I ran through the whole series. Technically, as
Wow,
media, you're given these special pin protected ones if you're going to be doing reviews and stuff. So I don't want to give too many spoilers. But to me, what's so beautiful is Umang's feeling for Samara, which is Lisa Ray's character. I mean, the purity of the love is just spectacular. It's old school in a lot of ways,
yeah.
and that must have really appealed to you. Talk to me about that, the purity of that love.
Yeah, it's so funny that you use the phrase old school love because that's exactly what I mean, personally also really appreciate about a relationship or whatever it may be. Everybody has this really romanticized idea about relationships and what love should be like and all of that. But Patch, my dog is making so much noise. But it becomes a little harder to actually have a relationship like that in today's day and age because there's so many distractions of everything. But not just that, it's just hard to focus on another person and kind of have that put you on a pedestal, kind of like really admiration sort of love. And just like having so much respect for somebody where you don't want to, you couldn't imagine yourself ever being mean to them or hurting them or even being disrespectful to them, you know what I mean? So that kind of thing personally also really of course appeals to me a lot. Like I'm just like, wow, yeah, imagine a love like that and all. So to be able to like play that and to be able to channelize that for somebody else on the show was awesome to be able to do. So yeah.
And also the one thing I'd like to add to it is the sacrificial quality. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing with modern day life is that, you're taught to be go-getters, you're taught to be goal-oriented, you're taught to be ambitious and things like that. And you're a prime example of that. Is that, you can do the outside life,
Yeah.
but you know when to go in. And the thing with love then is sacrifice is such an important part of it. I mean, it's supposed to be a natural part. It's not even supposed to be
Yeah.
hyped up. But people
Yeah.
hype that up a lot. And that is there in this relationship between your on-screen character and Lisa Ray's on-screen character. The
Yeah.
the, the sacrificing.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think they look at it as, I mean, at least in today's, as you're saying, with everyone wanting to be such a go-getter and all that, in their relationships and their work and all of that. If anything, if it's like anything outside of work, if it's challenging, you have an option to just be like, well, then F it, I'm not going to pursue it. It's a waste of my time. I don't see the point, and whatever it may be. But for some reason, when it comes to work, you're like, no, no, I'll put all my blood, sweat, and tears into this. It's what's going to make me what I want to be and stuff like that. But there's also another whole part to this, which is that if you don't have like a support system in place, and you don't have all of your internal foundations in place, as I would like to say, because that's where the people that you love and you care about and all of that, are the peace that comes with knowing things about yourself, because you have gone inside and done the work, only then does doing all of this externally actually make any kind of sense. Like, that's what I think. Like, there's just, and I think that's like a journey that everybody has to be on personally, and then discover it for themselves over time. Like, it's not something you can just hear somebody talk about and be like, I get it, like I totally will do that. It's so hard to you know get to people to understand.
And I love Kanjariya.
My Kanjani.
So I know, I'm sure, I mean, I know that people in the Punjab probably knew about it, but it's become a, a national term.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
was it your conjuring up? Was it Devika
it's
Bhagat who's the
completely
writer?
the writers. It's completely the writers, for sure. They get a lot of credit. I get asked quite pretty often, which I think is a sign of really good writing. They're like, "Hey, is that something that you did, or is that something that was written?" And most of the time, I'm like, "No, no, it was written." But I mean, obviously, when you put it into play, it just comes to life, and it's amazing. So yeah, it has a lot to do with. It's so cool. Like, I love it because it's become very true to Umang as her character and everything, and it like resonates. So it's amazing, because that's all you want from some characters that you're playing or shows that you're a part of. You just want them to resonate, and you just want people to catch on to it. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And this particular season sees you guys traveling to Istanbul. You've also spent some time in Udaipur. I saw these lovely pictures of peacocks
Yeah,
in the palace that you guys were staying there.
yeah,
And and obviously there's a lot of estrogen on that set, because apart from the four of you, there's the director's lady, the producer is. So, it must have been lots of fun. Also, some backbreaking work. Not
yeah,
entirely smooth sailing for you, because I know you had to deal with loss during the filming of it also, yeah?
yeah. That was during season one.
Season one.
Yeah, that was season one. That was a hard season for me, not just because of that, but just also so many other things that were going on at that point in time, on the set, off the set, and all of that. And then having to come back and then still continue working. I mean, obviously, it was not easy, but I'm the kind of person who likes to deal with things on my own time. Like, there's a reason why 2 years later now I have mentioned it. It's just not something that I consider to be news to have people use as headlines and shit like that. It's just, that's the one thing that I kind of just do not appreciate at all. Obviously, I don't think anybody would. But yeah, so it was, yeah. I mean, season two was extremely, extremely emotionally, energetically exhausting because of everything that's happened. Um, Not just for Umang, but also with all of the other girls, and just shooting it and having to go through those emotions on a daily basis. It can be very cathartic as well, but it is so depleting. It is so depleting in such a different manner. Like, I couldn't go to the gym, I think, for that entire section that we were shooting this for 10 days. Like, I was like, I can't even, like, I can't. I just want to lay in bed and just be like, I just need to, like, rest. It was like that. It was pretty hard. It's hard. It's hard. It must be, like, so weird for you to hear. Like, what did you do on the set that made you so tired you couldn't get out of bed? But it was just very energetically exhausting. But the energy on a set with so many women, I don't know, it doesn't seem any different to me than a set with, like energy wise. Maybe I appreciate, maybe I've just gotten used to it, and I'm just really, really spoiled now on this set, because I'm just so used to having so many of these females around, and I love the feminine energy. Like, it's insane. And then every time like a man walks onto the set, it's hilarious. It's just so funny. Like, I can't imagine experiencing that as a man walking onto the set with it's just women. It must be so intimidating for them. But yeah, I think we're an extremely supportive, collaborative bunch of people, and we're also extremely strong-headed. So if there are any opinions on the set, you're gonna hear them. You're gonna hear them. You just have to be in a receptive mode, and it's not like it's an argumentative thing. Like we really have a lot of discussions on set, and every puts their points across. Like it's pretty cool. Like there's some really really cool ladies on that set. So yeah, you definitely like grow up on that set.
So amongst the boys, who is it that you get along with? I mean, I know you have lots of scenes with Jay, which is Pratik Babbar's character,
My
but there's
bro.
also yeah, bro. There's also Milind Soman in it.
Yeah.
There's Neil Bhupalam. So who do you have a great vibe as a friend, as a buddy that you can just talk to? Yeah.
Oh well, that would probably be Pratik because most of our scenes are in the bar, and so we would get a lot of time to hang out between the scenes and all of that. Like if he's ever on the set, then we hang out. Also because we both are into fitness and we carry our dabbas with us, so we'd be like, "Yo, bro, what you eating? Oh, nice. What are you eating? Oh, are you not having any carbs? Oh, dude, you should eat some carbs. What'd you train today? Oh, cool. Are you going to the gym now? What you going to train tomorrow?" It's like stuff like that, which may seem like so whatever, but it's like important information that we're exchanging. So yeah, Neil is also really really cool. I really really like Neil. He's so awesome. But I obviously have no scenes with him. That's completely with the Anjana's character, that arc. But yeah, he's a really cool guy. Like we had a couple of scenes, all of us together in Anjana's house and stuff like that, and a couple of them this season. So it's fun to like. It's fun when he's around. He's a very very cool person, very cool actor. I really like how he works. It's quite fascinating.
So the lockdown has just been extended till the 2nd of May.
Yeah.
I know that you are personally going out for groceries, and now, of course, in the K ward where I live, I imagine you do, because I saw a notice or the same notice on your
Yeah.
wall. It's only Mondays, and I know that you were at Nature's in a line, all with your personal protective equipment on. But unfortunately, the chalk marks are not very animal friendly, pet friendly. And
Yeah.
did you take Patch with you? Your
No,
dog Patch? Did you
actually,
take no?
usually I always take Patch with me. So it was because it's become so strange for me to go anywhere without him now. It's
Yeah.
so bizarre that if I leave the house, he doesn't come with me. And I'm just like, why have I left my person at home? Like, it's such a weird thought to have. I'm just like, did I just leave him in the apartment? What's he going to do? Like, he should come with me. Like, it's such a, like, my thinking is anyway. So this time I didn't take him with me because I did realize that since it's the Monday and it's only till 5 o'clock, that they were going to have this cut off, and I knew it'd be a little crazy. So I was like, even if it takes me longer than 20 minutes, I don't want him waiting in the car with me, or like, I was like, I don't want him to get restless and he gets anxious. And I can't explain to him what's happening. So he'll just be like, what's happening? And like, so I was like, I might as well just leave him at home. And it's a good thing I left him home because it took me 3 hours. It took me like
Yeah.
over an hour in that line. And then once we finally got inside, it took like another. You want to take your time. Then once you're inside the store, to just make sure you've like checked everything off your list. So yeah, it was pretty funny because people were taking selfies with me even yesterday, and they were like, "Can you please take your mask off?" And I was like, "How about no? And don't take
No.
that as
Yeah. Yeah.
disrespect. Please understand, I'm saving my life and I'm saving your life. Please keep your mask on." And they were like aunties and all, yeah, and they were just like, "Nahi, please, एक second." And I was like, "Nahi, auntie, I'm sorry. That 1 second is what's going to like destroy lives. So please, let's just keep our masks on." And I'm saying like social distancing. So that's why I'm like throwing up peace signs in all the pictures because I was just like. They're like, no, but how will we know it's you? Because I was wearing like a sweatshirt. I was like, well, I'm sorry. Sorry for trying to survive. Like, but yeah. But I was pretty happy with the fact that everybody was on a pretty positive, energetic wave. No one was like bummed out hard or anything like that. But there were a couple of people outside Nature's who were like begging for food and rations and stuff like that. The thing is, like, I don't know if like it's hard to tell what's actually happening right outside. But yeah. But people were being pretty helpful. It was pretty nice to witness that. To be in such a, there were like 50 people in front of me in that line. So it was cool to be in front of so many people after so long. It was a little weird. Like I feel like this paranoia is going to stay with me for a while now after, because it is paranoia. You get
It
paranoid
is.
when there's people around you. At least I do, and I'm just like social distancing. Like like if they don't move away from me, I move away from them, and then you kind of get a little awkward, like, oh god, like is that coming across as being rude? But then it's like, what do you do, like, you know so I'm like smiling through my mask at someone and being like sorry, and I'm like, they can't even see that I'm smiling. Like, that's so sad. So I'm just like, it's all good, like hand signage, zindabad, let's go. But yeah.
So I know you've got all your gear at home. So, during
Yeah.
the lockdown, uh, the fitness regime is happening from home, but you miss the energy of a gym. I mean, sometimes the noise and the buzz of the gym is what you need, and sometimes it's quite irritating because people will come up and chat with you when you're taking
Yeah, that
those moments in between sets and
happens.
you're trying to be meditative and concentrating on your breath and things like that. So are you missing the gym experience sometimes? Yeah, you are.
I miss having a proper gym. Like I miss leaving my house because I'm the kind of person I could have had gym. I could have been training at home for like years, but I just
Yep.
didn't because I love leaving my house and going to a separate place to actually train because the energy, like you said, then your mindset. The minute you enter the gym, you're like, all right, let's get to work. It's like when you enter the office, your studio, and
Yeah.
whatever it is. You're like, all right, you get into a zone. So it's the same thing for me. Like when I enter the gym, there's a zone, and you're in. So now that zone for me has become my living room, and I'm just like I have to like set it up. So there's a lot of things that I do to make sure I get into the zone. I have to like shift the certain furniture in a certain way, set the lighting up, open all the windows in the entire house. So it's just like I have to literally shift furniture around to like shift that energy and get into that zone. And then after that, when I have to like put everything back and like dry clean, I'm saying vacuum everything and then like pocha karo everything. Oh man, it's so exhausting. So by the end of it, I'm just like, I can't believe I have to do this again tomorrow. So yeah, I actually took a rest day yesterday because I was so tired. I was like, can't do anything. But it was great because I cooked so much. I was so happy about that. It was
Yeah,
good.
what I also love about you is that despite doing all the heavy lifting that you do and things like that, you don't advocate leaving out any particular food groups. I mean, you're not into this, oh
Yeah,
my God, I'm going to like OD on protein and nothing else.
yeah.
And so, how's the cooking experience going? I mean, you obviously stock up, but
Yeah, I mean, no, actually, I don't
yeah.
stock up that much. Like, people would be amazed to see my grocery basket when I go grocery shopping. I don't actually, because I don't like to hoard things. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to keep too much stuff in my house. I want to like cook what I'm gonna eat and have no leftovers. Like, that's exactly what I want to cook. And luckily for me, because I know all about macros and like amounts and all of that, so it's easier for me to cook because then I'll cook exactly what I'm gonna eat and nothing has to be stored in the fridge, nothing has to be thrown away and all of that. Also, I've become pretty vegan slash vegetarian in the past since like last year, so I just haven't been able to eat meat at all. Chicken though I left many years ago. So now when I go to get groceries, I'm just really experimenting into dals and legumes and stuff like that. So I'm having like the what they call Bengal gram. I had to Google the dal names and I'm learning about them. It's hilarious because it's called Bengal gram and they split Bengal gram and then chana dal and then tur dal and all of that. So it's pretty cool. So I have like a bunch of these and then batch and then I make them every day. But yeah, I definitely do not advocate leaving out any kind of food group, whether it's your fats, your carbs, or your protein. I feel like you must have balance in every single meal, and whatever you feel better eating, please eat that. Now, that doesn't mean junk food, obviously. You can obviously always eat healthier versions of whatever it is, so please do that. Like yesterday, I made cake. I made this banana walnut bread cake, and I only made it with healthy ingredients, and it was delicious, like amazing. So I was like, "Arey, main kya baat hai yaar?" So I was super hyped about it because I was like, "This is something that I can now take with me to set when I'm like on shoot." And it was like a high protein cake. It had like 60 grams of protein, and it was just amazing. So I was like, "Yes, it's pretty good."
So why did you turn vegetarian? Was it because you had an epiphany or you watched Game Changers or something like that? So many
I
friends
mean,
have
yeah, I
gone
watched
through
Game
that.
Change like ages ago, but it had nothing to do with that. I just completely went off meat. I just could not. I mean, I stopped eating red meat, white meat couple of years ago, and then after that, I was just eating salmon. I was just like, I can't eat anything. I can't, like, I couldn't stand the smell of it. I couldn't stand the sight of it. I don't know. I couldn't, and I think it was like from within, my body would just like be like completely repelled by the sight of meat. It was so bizarre. So I just stopped eating it, and then I just said, okay, now let me just look for other sources of protein that I can get from my diet, which is obviously not like in a powder form or anything like that, but like actual food. Because I also love eating real food, not just having protein powder body ban gayi ye. Like that's not what it's about. So I discovered all of this other vegan food and vegetarian food, like all the lentils, yeah, like quinoa and all these beans are really high in protein. Obviously, they're also very high in carb, but that works for me because I'm on a high carb diet. So, and I think that my body's completely changed while having so much vegetarian food. and my strength hasn't gone down, thank goodness. I mean, I try and eat like a couple of eggs because, dude, you do need to, there is something to it, to having animal protein versus having vegetarian protein. Like, I'm still figuring it out to see how my body reacts to it. But there's a lot of lovely vegan protein that I get from my protein, obviously, and a lot of like the impact whey, which is really good. So all of those I have as well. But yeah, I'm trying to definitely cut it all out. I just cannot bring myself only to eat it. It's so weird. Like, I'm just like, nah, I'm just feeling really sick, which is so bizarre because I was never one of those people who was like, oh my god, I would never stop eating meat. Like, you know what I mean? So it's quite funny.
That little Bani, Sophia, your niece
Oh,
is
so
so adorable,
my
dude.
twin.
Your
She's my
twin.
twin. My sister
So
hates when I say that, and it's so funny because now it's become a total legit thing. So if I see her, like Sophie be around me, and I'll be like, she'll be like, "Oh, I should be like, Bani, what are you making?" I'm like, "I'm making pancakes." She goes, oh, "I love pancakes." So I'll look at her and be like, "Oh my god, so do I." I'm not allowed to say God. They have to say gosh. She say, "Oh my gosh, so do I." She goes, "Yeah," and I say, "Yeah," and I say, "You know why?" And she goes, because we're twins. And I'm like, that's right. And my sister, like in the background, like rolling her eyes, like, please. So now there's so many times where like there'll be something that she's doing and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I love to draw. She goes, same here. And I'm like, you know why? She goes, because we're twins. I'm like, that's right. So anything at any for any excuse, I'm like, it's because we're twins. So she goes, yeah, we are. But we really are though. Like even her energy, like the way she like reacts to things, she makes so many funny expressions and she talks in like different accents. And I'm like, this is my child. You just had her for me. Just realize that. I keep telling my sisters. My sister
no, but
doesn't like. She
your
doesn't
sister doesn't
contest it
like.
though. She doesn't
He doesn't
contest it. I
contest.
think she like knows on some level that this kid has really got a lot of my genes in her. Makes me very happy.
That's beautiful. So, for those of you who are living under a rock, I mean, we're talking about Sania, which is Bani's
Yes.
sister, and that beautiful family. And you spend the summer in the UK. Do you try to
I
do
go
that
there.
every summer, or
I go there like 4 times a year. It doesn't have to be summer for me. I'll go there in like the freezing winter also. I was there for Christmas as well right now. I was supposed to say Christmas and New Year's, but I came back on the 31st to spend the 31st first here. But yeah, we went to London for Winter Wonderland and we got on all the rides and we like had a lot of really good food and stuff like that. It was pretty cute. Like she has like this proper English accent. Dude, she's adorable. Kids are adorable generally speaking, but yeah. It's good fun. It's good fun hanging out with them. And now my sister has a little boy as well, Veer. He was just
yeah?
in August. So there's two little ones. It's quite cute. I'm glad that she's
So,
having all the children because then I just get to go there and be like, yo, what's up? And like, stuff like that. It's quite cool.
no, but sometimes doesn't it make you feel that you could be a parent yourself? I mean, you could adopt or have
Never.
one with a partner, whatever.
Never, ever.
Never ever. Why
If
do you say that,
anything,
Bani?
anytime I go there, she looks at me and she's like, I can understand. Because like, she knows when things are happening in the house where I'm like, dude, I could never do what you're doing. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I can't imagine myself doing what she's doing or any mother is doing, honestly speaking, where they give so much of your time and energy to another human being. Yes, you've created them and it's an amazing thing. It's absolutely mind blowing to me. And it's like because you don't exist anymore. You just don't exist.
Yep.
You are there to
Yep.
function as somebody who's going to feed and teach and serve and love another little human being for like countless years. And I just honestly don't think I'm that selfless. I just have never been that selfless. I've been pretty self-serving because I've been on my own for a very long time. So I think I'm obviously very programmed to that. I'm used to it. But to be able to, I mean, I think it would take a lot for me to get to that point. Like a lot. So, but it's really amazing to sit there and witness it because I'm just like, dude, I don't know how you. I do not know from where she gets the energy. I just don't understand it. Like that kid will just smile at her or make like a yeah, the baby, and then she'll just like be filled with like 8,000 watts of energy again. And I'm just like, what on earth is happening, dude? It's like, it's insane. I don't know how she does it. So yeah, it's crazy.
As an audio person, I'm into podcasts big time, and you've just done 4 episodes of Bear by Bani J. And I have to tell you, this episode 1, of course, made me cry. I can't even imagine what losing a parent would be like. And why aren't you doing it more often? I mean, it's just 4 episodes, and there's so much time between a couple of
Yeah,
them, and
I'd shot them a while ago, and then there was a recent one I did in quarantine as well. The thing is that I have to really, it has to really come to me. It has to come to me in a flow, and I really have to feel it. Like everything that I had, all of my podcasts that I have done to date are things that have just hit me extremely hard, and then I've just like, if I don't get the words out, it'll suffocate me. It's like that. So like I had to get it out. It was like that. There's a lot of stuff that I've written that I really wanted to, just like recite over the podcast and stuff like that. There's things that I just feel like people aren't even ready to hear about. Like, there's a reason that I don't push it also that much on the internet, because I'm just like, I don't want some idiot somewhere to troll it and then just make fun of it or be insensitive about it, even though I can't imagine somebody doing that. But the internet is always there to surprise you. And it's just, I just kind of wanted to create kind of like a safe space for people who have gone through something like this or have gone through something similar, and just have like and understand that there is space here somewhere, where you can just like have a minute to yourself. So my podcast for me is like a timeout for me from myself also sometimes, where I just have to kind of just talk. It's like basically me talking to myself. That podcast is basically me talking to myself, addressing things. So it's more it's funny because it's mostly for me, but I know that there's a lot of people out there, like in the Bani fam, that really 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 do feel very connected to me, that they really do are dying to know what's happening in my life, and they feel for everything, and they're thinking about me all the time, and it's so hard to comprehend that there's somebody sitting out there who you've never met but feels so much for you. So I finally come to terms with the fact that people like this do exist, that I've never have met, but just feel a lot for me. So I kind of made it for them as well. And I think it's, I don't know, it is definitely cathartic, but it's a hard thing to do, but I like to do it. Like, I think it's important. So that's why I don't make episodes and like where I'm like, I've always thought like there's this friend of mine and I really wanted to bring her on the podcast, and like I wanted us both to discuss, because she's another friend of mine who's also lost her parent, and I thought it'd be cool to discuss, about what we went through and what we are going through, because it's an ongoing process, man, seriously. So, but I was just like, I don't know if people are ready to hear about people talking about things like this, but it's things that you talk to your friends about, that you hold very close to you, who hold space for you, which I think is important. But I don't know how much people are ready to hear that and have that conversation. So it's got a lot to do with that also.
Yeah, you'll know when they are.
Yeah.
There's always a voice that tells. Two of your favorite tattoos would be?
I love the one that's on my chin. And I love, man, I have so many that I love. Just two. And I love my little elbow tattoos also. I have elbow tattoos. I have tattoos inside my pits. This one's a shark. There's also, I mean, I have a lot of them. There's a lot of tattoos that I have that I really, really like. Thankfully. Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go to questions.
The questions.
There are lots of people who are asking about why you're not doing, or when you're going to do an action film where you're kicking butt. So you want to answer that first?
Yeah, man, I would love to do a really kick patch. The dog is making so much noise. I would love to do an action film. I would actually love it if there was like a kick-ass script that comes my way. I have done sort of two action films. I did one in the South. It's a Telugu film called Thika, in which I'm doing a lot of action. And then there's another one I did, a Punjabi film, in which I really get to ask if she... I hate this question thing, because you can't choose the questions and anything comes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, which specs? We've already done that. Biryani. Oh, okay. Any particular reason she went vegan? She's already answered that. How do you stay so focused on working out? King Zeus. That's a good one. How do you stay so focused?
How do you stay so focused? Actually, it's kind of I don't know. I actually don't know how to answer this question. It's like when people ask me what keeps me so motivated as well. It's just well, right now in quarantine, what else are you going to do with your time? And I mean, I have invested in this gym equipment, so I like to use it on a daily basis. I had to do like really heavy squats yesterday that I didn't do, so because I took a rest day. I was just listening to my body, and I was like, I need to chill, dude. Like today, I need to just cook. today I have to do those heavy squats, and I'm hoping that I can like get myself hyped up enough to actually do them. Which is why I've been training very late in the day, because it takes me that long to get into the zone, which is really bizarre for me. Usually I'm just like, I'm just gonna lift, I gotta do it, I'm just gonna get through it. So yeah, there are days for me as well where I'm just like, do I want to lift today? I ask myself that. I really do. I'm like, do I need to? Do I want to lift today? Because it does. Obviously, also when I was younger, it came from a very need. I needed to lift. I needed to get that energy out of me. I needed to kind of use it to something much more productive and conducive. That's the way to do it. But now I'm feeling like when I'm doing yoga and I meditate out, like I'm just like, maybe I don't need to lift today. I don't know. We'll see. But I usually get around to it. I push myself mentally to get into that space and just physically push myself then as well. But it takes some work. It does. It's not like it's just there. Some days I have to get into the zone a lot. Like I have to push myself.
George Matthew, this is a cute one. What is Patch's diet?
What's Pat's diet? Pat is having this sensitive food which is grain free by Art and Greens right now, because he's having some skin issues. He's got very sensitive skin, and I think that he picked up mange when he was at like this boarding maybe like a year ago, and so I had to take him very regularly for his skin baths, tic tacs, and now his skin's a lot better, thankfully. So I make sure that even the food that I'm giving him is like sensitive for sensitive skin, or is, but I keep switching it up. Some days he has like salmon and sweet potato in his food, or he has like the sweet potato turkey something. They have a lot of really cool combos for dogs. So yeah, he eats that. He eats some kale. He eats some dry fruits. Yep, he's got a healthy diet.
Anup Kumar. Bani, how are you so cute and hot at the same time? I love these corny, sweet questions.
I
Yeah,
know.
but listen, I had a wonderful time talking to you. Thank you for
Yeah,
giving
it's
me
been
this
such an
half an hour. Yeah, thank you for giving me this half an hour, and thank you for being very sporting. I know you're getting so many calls for requests,
yeah.
to do these Insta lives. And
You know,
somebody's
I
asked
was
about. Sorry,
uh,
you were. Sorry, go.
I was going to go silent from yesterday. I was going to not speak at all for the entire week, and then I had said yes to this interview with you like 2 3 days ago, and then because I didn't do any interviews yesterday. All the girls were doing interviews, but I didn't do them because I wanted to just have a silent day,
Yeah.
which I think is important. People should do that. But yeah, so I'm going to start now. Now I'm going to be silent for like till Friday at least. I wanted to have like an entire week of just no verbal communication. I think I'm going to start that after this interview. So
Thank
yeah.
you, thank you. I'm really touched about that. Somebody has asked about your celebrity crush when you were growing up. That's a cute one.
Oh,
So,
I
would you
think
crush on me?
I think I had massive. The only person I can think of is Hrithik Roshan. I had a massive crush on him. I think I was in sixth standard. I remember I was studying something for social studies or something, looking out the window. I remember this so clearly. And I had just seen Kaho Na Pyar Hai. Oh dear. And you know that scene where he's like running on the beach and stuff, and he's going towards Amisha Patel, and he doesn't have a shirt on. Dude, that image of him running is like imprinted in my brain. And I was like in the sixth standard. And I was like, oh my goodness, who is this creature? And then it was funny because one of my first interviews that I ever did for MTV on a red carpet was with Hrithik Roshan.
Ah.
And he was awesome because I remember the first time I was wearing like this fancy dress with designer dress with like heels on. They curled my hair, put so much makeup on my face, and put me on the red carpet. And I was like, could barely walk. And there comes Hrithik Roshan, and he was just like, and he was wearing a full white outfit. And I was like, look at this vision in white. And I was wearing like this black dress. And I had to go ask him a question, and the only thing I could do was like look into the camera. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. And he's walking with me. He goes, really? You're nervous? I'm like, yeah. He goes, no, I'm nervous. And I was like, shut up! Like, it was the stupidest thing, but like it made me so happy that he said that. So I was like, dude, I need to use this next time if I meet somebody and they're nervous to meet me. I'm like, no way, I'm nervous. It was such an iconic thing for me at that point in time. Like I was like, wow, Hrithik Roshan. This golden bronze skin and all that. But that's my
Bani,
impression. Yeah.
thank you. God
Thank
bless you, darling.
you.
Stay
Thank you
safe.
so
Stay
much.
safe. Yeah.